special of Real Deal Disney, giving you the real talk on all things Disney. This week is a spooktacular one since the holiday of Halloween is just around the corner. We have some spooky guests joining me today, but I'm your host, Michelle, and today we have our other guest, our spooky guest. Introduce yourself.
I'm Monica.
I am Emily, your not ghost host.
And I'm your not so scary guest, Jordan.
Today we will talk about all things having to do with Disney and Halloween. And now, I haven't really seen anyone do exactly a complete Halloween special. It's always about, the Halloween party and just Disney movies in general. But we're gonna go over the whole entire field in this episode.
Sounds good.
First we're going to talk about the parks, because we always talk about the parks, so I think that would be a good intro. But we're also going to talk about movies, DCOMs, the villains, just in general, everything for your Halloween needs. So first up, talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, once you purchase this Not So Scary ticket, you get to trick-or-treat around the Magic Kingdom, meet all the villains that you typically don't get to meet, and you get to see the spectacular spooky shows that they put on all night long. Now, we're just going to get into this a little bit, because as it's ending, it ends November 1st, so we'll probably get more into it next time around, but other than that, there shouldn't be much that we have to talk about. Basically, I think a lot of people love Mickey's Not So Scary because you get to dress up.
Mm-hmm.
And not many adults, not any adult really, at the Disney parks get to do that.
No, if they are found wearing a costume in normal Disney park days, they will be immediately taken outside of the park, because apparently there are other characters,
Well,
adults.
it's about the whole thing, if you look too much like the character, the kids are going to think you're the character.
Yeah,
and
Character
then it's
integrity.
Character integrity.
And they're really strict about people in costumes on normal Disney days.
Well, even though you're not allowed to wear a mask over your face, that's the only thing that they don't allow.
That's even on Halloween.
Yeah, that's the only thing they don't allow on the Halloween party. But we're not going to go too much into that. They have some yummy candy that you get to pass. They get to, I think it's sponsored by M&M's or something.
Yeah, like the Mars
it is.
company.
They're
The Mars company.
There's pictures of the mascots.
Mhm.
The M&M mascots.
I will be honest
everywhere.
though, the past couple of years they really stepped up their game, because I went to my first Halloween party was in 2015, and they had all these off-brand candies, and we're like, oh, peanut chews, what is that? We don't really know.
Oh.
They're it's like a Snickers, but it's not. They're awesome. And then the next year we came, and it's Snickers bars and Three Musketeers and M&Ms. We're finally Disney got it right.
Well, I still found it confusing trying to get to the candy, because it's so they post the little pillar
Yep.
showing the
Which
M&M's
looks
characters.
like candy corn.
Yep.
Fair. I've never noticed that, but they post that, and I was like, oh, it's right next to the little pillar. It's not.
It's
you have
the
to go.
start of the line.
Well, yeah, you have to enter. You have to
Yes,
go past the
Yeah, they
pillar.
put them in places that are they tend to be either high traffic area or near high traffic areas, or by attractions. So I know there's one that was this year in PhilharMagic.
Yeah. Well, the thing that confused me was you don't I didn't know this, but there are not a lot of rides during the Halloween party. Basically, there's not a lot of rides in operation, because that's why I was so confused. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So when I walked up to Jungle Cruise, I was like, oh, it's only candy. I missed the whole entire gambit of things because I didn't know.
They did give out maps that
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, that you get a map, because the Disney app does not show you
No, not at
everything, and I did not know that. I again did not know that. I went in going completely blind.
Especially going as park attenders, we're there all the time. The last thing we do is grab maps.
Yeah.
So when you get in and you're halfway through the park, and you, Michelle said, got to Jungle Cruise, and you're I'm ready to ride, and it's just the candy location. You're wait, what? But the magic carpets are open, but the tiki room's closed, because that's candy. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of getting your bearings straight.
So no matter who you are, it's good to get a map. Because even they don't show all the characters that come out. They only
No.
show quite a few. Like that's how I knew Cruella was there, and that's how I knew Tarzan, and
Yep.
all these sort of different things. But yeah, it's also a character must see. Like you got to
Mhm.
get to all the characters. What are you guys?
Especially Jack Skellington.
Yeah, you got to
And
see
Sally.
Jack Skellington. You got to see the other characters. Well, what other characters are high on your list whenever you
It's
go into
al-
the Halloween party?
It's always Mickey Mouse, but in this party, he's dressed up,
Yes.
so that's always fun.
I mean, you got to see Mickey, but like, what are some other ones?
I know,
that
like
are,
Moana was there this year,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she
This
can't. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
was
doesn't meet
fine.
anywhere else.
Yeah, because
Oh,
she was
yeah.
by the Swiss Family
Yep.
Tree. That's what it's called. And Jungle Cruise, like
Yeah,
in
that
the
little
middle.
area, but she
I
was
gotta-
there.
I gotta go see that.
She was there. She was super cute.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
There's also like I think the 7 dwarfs meet in the back.
Oh, yeah, they,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
And you
they
get to
always
meet all 7,
Yeah.
which is so cool
Really.
because like you never see them except for in the parades. So that's a really cool opportunity too to go
Mhm.
see like all 7 dwarfs.
What about you, Monica? Any characters you would see, like villains or just some characters that rarely appear? Anyone?
Are there any characters?
Or
that
do you just
wish?
not like?
I don't know. I love villains, so I'd probably see them all.
Are there any characters that you wish you could see?
Like that aren't in the parks, like at all?
I don't know. I've been
Monica
there
would
once.
just wanna see 'em all.
I've
you've been in there once?
Yeah.
How long ago was
The-
that?
Like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gotta get you back
My
in
only
there.
problem is it doesn't feel like there's a lot of time to see the characters
There's
or
no
anything. You
time.
can't do
There's no
everything.
time.
Yeah.
You definitely have to maximize. Like I think, especially on party days, you can't go in blind. You have to have a
I
game
didn't
plan.
know that. I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. Because with
they
your
don't give out maps.
no, and with your
online.
party ticket, you can get in. I believe it's 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So what a lot of people do is they waste time eating dinner during the party and like just doing silly stuff or going on rides like, oh, let's ride like Small World. It's like, really? You paid $85 to go to this party for all this extra time
Yeah.
and you went on it to Small World.
Well, like the thing was, like I was going with my nephew, so like he didn't want to do much.
Yeah.
But like, so we started that at the beginning. We went to go eat first, and then we went, but it was outside the park, so like
Okay.
we were still trying to get into there, so we didn't get to do a whole lot. And I kind of wish I had a different date not to go. I guess I learned a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that you actually have to go to like know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, like
Kind
just
of.
kind of
But
plan.
have a general idea.
Yeah, have a
Yeah.
general idea, and then when
'Cause
you get in
there's
there, you
'cause
can
They're
plan out
subject
more.
to change.
And
You always have to
also,
take account.
like, for me personally, I'm not a huge candy person. So, like, the trick-or-treating, I could take or leave because for the price of $10, I can get about the same amount of candy at Walmart.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, like, I go trick-or-treating, but, like, I would much rather watch the Hocus Pocus stage show or see the parade than be in PhilharMagic trick-or-treating. That's
Yeah.
where I come from with that. Or meeting characters, because you kind of have to, especially with, like, Moana, Jack and Sally, and the Seven Dwarfs. I believe they all had, like, 2-hour waits at one point
Yeah.
during the 2 parties I went to in September. So, and that's, again, in September. So even now,
Yeah, it's
they're
gonna
usually
be
even more
worse.
packed because more people
worse.
want to go on Halloween.
You think it's weird to go early, but it's like not that weird considering it's like not a lot of people want to go during September, so that's your chance to go.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a definitely a fun time as I've
for
learned.
sure.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the $70-80.
Yeah. It's a go-to. You have to
It's
do it at least
actually
once.
90
Yeah.
in October.
Well, yeah, 90 in October, but if you get them at the prime time,
You gotta
it's
go
like-
go early, and it's fun because then you have your costume all set up in September. Like I was planning with some of my friends that we were going. We had costumes decided in like May.
Oh,
We're like, what are you gonna be? Prince Charming? Okay, cool. We'll plan that out in the next 3 months.
There's also a lot of good like food, like treats and stuff.
Ooh,
Definitely try
yeah.
out some of the desserts. Do you guys know of any desserts that you try?
I tried they had like the 4 Haunted Mansion
Oh, yeah.
bars around the park.
Yeah.
I
like the chocolate
tried
bars?
yeah, with like the different fillings.
Yeah.
I did the cookies and cream one. Divine. It was so good.
Which stop was that at?
That was at the Aloha Aisle.
Okay.
And that was the other thing we didn't know had going into it, was
Yeah.
that they were all in different places. We thought you could go
Yeah.
to any of the 4 places and find all
they're all
4.
different.
Yeah.
And so when we got there, we're like, oh, so, okay, here's one. Like, where are the others?
Yeah.
It's a scavenger hunt.
It really was.
But just for a quick little thing, you can go get the Haunted Mansion desserts, like she said. You can also go to Aunt Gravity's, where they have not tons of different options. You can get the corn, or the
candy corn
candy
ice cream?
corn ice cream. Yeah,
Ooh, I'm
candy corn
interested in
ice
that.
cream, and then it's also one of the stops. Gaston Tavern has the pumpkin cheesecake dome.
Mhm. Oh, I
Sounds-
did see that. I
Yeah.
didn't get it, but a friend did. They liked it.
Okay.
Was- A+.
There's Sleepy Hollow, which I don't know where that is. Where is
That
that?
is-
That's like right when you're going into Liberty Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was
It's
somewhere
like
in
right
Liberty
next to the
Square.
cat, like
right on
next
the
to
right.
castle.
It's on
Okay.
the right.
It's so hidden, but I love it.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember. Yeah. You can get a Jack Skellington dessert or a pumpkin Mickey waffle.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the pumpkin
so
spice waffle.
Yeah, which is weird because like you're getting a pumpkin waffle in the middle of the night because they're only a park exclusive. There's some things that you can get all day, which is like you can go to the bakery and get a cinnamon roll. It's like a Mickey Mouse head.
Yeah, it's there all the time.
Yeah.
They just
And
put
I
like a
think-
chocolate thing
Yeah,
on
they
top.
just put like that.
And I think they also
Um,
have cotton candy, candy corn.
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah,
And that's there all day too.
yeah, it's listed here, and then you can also get a Mickey Halloween cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
And at the plaza you can get pumpkin ice cream.
Oh, okay.
So
So many sweets.
yeah, that's something you can
If
get
you don't
next
want
time.
candy,
exactly, that's another option.
yeah.
And then at Pecos Bill you can get a worm dessert.
Yes,
Oh,
the
okay.
Gravestone. Yeah, like
Yeah.
but it's like a gravestone, which
Mhm.
is I think is a
That's
cool
cute.
aspect.
Dinner worm
And then at the carts, like the little food carts, you can get a chocolate Rice Krispie cake thing or
Yeah.
Yeah.
those things.
I think I got that too, and it wasn't as like amazing, but it was like $3. So
Yeah,
it was like, okay,
it's
cheap
good
treat.
for what you get.
The kids
Yeah.
happy. Keeps your
And
stomach
this
happy.
I didn't know there was a vampire Mickey brownie,
Ooh.
which sounds delicious.
I need to keep that in mind.
Some of the entertainment aspects you can see. There's the monstrous Scream-O-Ween ball that they have in Tomorrowland.
Oh yeah, their dance party.
Yep.
Yeah, the dance
is-
party,
which
but they're
is-
calling it a ball, which I think is super
So weird.
hilarious.
And it's mostly like has Monsters Inc. characters
Yeah.
dancing along. So if you want to meet Monsters Inc. characters, there you go.
Yeah.
It's also not your typical meet and greet, so don't go in expecting autographs or anything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. It's just kind of like have your camera out, dance around, make some
Yeah.
memories.
Mm-hmm. And then they have the fireworks, Hollow Wishes,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
the
Classic.
parade, Boo to You.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun.
It's fun
And
anytime.
then the most popular show they have there is the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, so good.
So fun.
Like I said, there's a lot of picture opportunities you can take. There's
Mhm.
different photo pass opportunities, which you should hit. I'm not going to go into detail about that because it might change, but those are just some things to keep in mind next year if you want to go to Mickey's Not So
They
Scary.
also have the storytellers at Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They go all out at Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, that's definitely
They
a place
have, like,
to
They
hit.
have like
The fog and the,
the
lights
fog,
and
the creepy lights, and yeah, like Jordan says, they have like these ghost storytellers that come out and interact with the guest, which
Mhm.
is a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
and they always crack some dead jokes.
it's a good place to stop if you want to just hear a story.
Puns.
and-
But
and also the cast members there, they're all it's so great. For the party, they're covered in webs and they have like black shadows around their eyes, and it makes them so
They're
spooky.
extra dead.
Yes, extra spooky dead. So it's recommended.
Yeah.
If you're a huge fan of Haunted Mansion, definitely go during the Not So Scary Halloween.
Yeah.
Because they go all out.
anything else you guys want to add just to before we move on to our next scary part of the conversation?
Just time your party times right.
Yeah, the time to get
And
there.
have-
get at 4. Go at 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
go at 4.
get there early, stay till midnight.
Mhm.
It's so
Have
worth
fun.
it. Exactly.
Have a spooky fun.
But let's go into the everyone thinks when they think of Halloween and Disney, the villains.
Ooh.
The most dastardly, villainous
Deviant.
people, things, monsters.
They're people too.
I mean, yeah, but there's also Ursula, who's
Big
a
octopus.
octopus.
Well, technically, she doesn't have like what eight
She's a
tentacles,
sea
so
witch.
she's-
There we
yeah,
go. She's a
yeah,
sea
she's sea witch. Yeah.
I'll just
I
leave
was just
that.
wondering, what's your guys' favorite villain?
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
That always brings up, but I always have to go back to Maleficent because
Mhm.
she's awesome.
She's the mistress of all evil.
I know,
You can't
right?
beat that.
Yeah.
See, so I'm a little different because
Oh.
I feel like I didn't see the movie Maleficent, but I've seen Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I agree. Like I feel with Maleficent because like if I wasn't invited to something, I'd have a whole big issue. But my favorite villain is Dr. Facilier. He
Yeah.
makes all your dreams come true, but not in the way you think they will.
Wait, are we talking about movies or
Just like a list
villains,
of all the
'cause-
villains, basically.
'cause
Like I have a list.
When I say Maleficent, I don't mean the movie. I mean
Just her.
No,
and-
no, no.
Just-
Yeah,
just
just the
her.
villain.
Sleep,
No, yeah.
Sleeping Beauty.
You're
Yeah.
just talking about the villains. Like I have a list right
Sorry,
here.
It's just
Your list?
I like almost Slade from Fox and the Hound.
Oh my gosh, he was terrible.
The big bad wolf from Three Little Pigs.
What an
Uh,
OG.
Captain Hook, the
Oh, I love
Chernabog,
him.
Cruella
Chernabog.
de Vil,
Oh, I love him. That's great.
Cruella de Vil, Dr.
She-
Facilier,
Yeah.
They're a classic. Yes.
Edgar Balthazar,
Who is he from?
Herstacats.
Oh,
yeah.
I-
Oh wait, isn't that the? Oh
He
yeah,
put the
okay.
cats in the
he's,
bag.
Yeah.
he's the butt.
Cat in the bag.
Thank you, Jordan.
He did. That was a movie.
Okay, and
Uh,
apparently the Fantasia from the 2000s version is different from like they
Yeah.
have the Firebird.
Oh,
Of-
yeah.
in the
that
2000s
was
I'm gonna be
awesome.
honest. I can't get through either one of those movies, so I wouldn't know.
There's Frollo,
Oh,
Gaston,
Frollo was
the most
Oh, yes.
sassiest of villains, Hades.
yeah.
We have Hopper from A Bug's Life.
Oh gosh.
I never seen this movie, but the Black Cauldron has
Oh,
the
yeah.
Horned King.
That Horn King is like the scariest.
Really?
Yeah. He's,
The ones from like back in the day were so much more terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel.
Back-
Because they
back
didn't
then,
sing.
they
That's
Exactly.
why. When they sing, you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to take you super seriously.
I can sing
they
along
took
now.
risk back then. They took risk.
Then we have Jafar, Lady Tremaine,
Yes.
Madame Medusa from The Rescuers,
Oh, yeah.
Madame Mim from The Sword and the Stone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maleficent, Mother Gothel,
Gothel.
Goth. I had like a
Gothel.
Goth.
Gothel.
She's a
Gothel.
goth.
No, that was my mistake. Percival M. McLeach from The Rescuers Down Under.
Oh, yeah, the hunter.
Percival. Percival. That's a weird
Just
name.
the eagle hunter.
Very
Yeah.
Australian.
I mean, I remember the movie, but I don't remember his name. I
Yeah,
guess
me
this
either.
counts. Peg-Leg Pete.
Oh,
One of the
in
early
there.
villains.
Yeah.
No one liked him.
I liked him.
Prince John from Robin Hood.
Okay.
He's funny.
Wait, that's her name? I just called her the evil queen.
Wait, she's the
What?
name?
Yeah, that's her name.
Grimhild.
Yeah.
Oh,
Queen
yeah,
Grimhilde.
Queen. I don't know if that was in the film or was like added later. Added later, because the name wasn't mentioned in
I don't
in
think
the
so.
movie.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Is
assuming
it kind of like
was,
an
fan-
Adam situation?
Yeah.
Or
I'm
okay.
thinking so, but
It's
I
not
think
canon.
Okay.
I don't
People
know,
just call it's still just the
yeah,
evil queen.
I don't know.
It's easier.
Disney Wiki said Grimhilde.
Then we have the Queen of Hearts,
Mm,
Off with her head.
I love the Green Arts too.
Ratcliffe from Pocahontas.
He was actually at Animal Kingdom the other day, and I tried to get a picture, and he was so rude. I was like, okay, but you're a villain, so I guess that's okay.
That's his thing.
And then we have Ratigan
Oh,
That
that's again.
again.
Oh yeah, he's
from The Great Mouse Detective. It's just
Voiced by
if you
the-
don't know the villain, then he has a whole song which is hilarious,
Yeah.
and I love
Voiced
it.
by the great Vincent Price. It's amazing.
Then we have Scar,
Ooh.
Yes.
Of course.
Scar was like the only
surrounded by
like
idiots.
singing villain that like you couldn't take him seriously, but you were like, yeah, Scar, I feel you.
You more related to
Yeah.
Scar than
You're like,
anything.
your life is hard. Your name was trash, literally. You have a scar on your face, and now you're surrounded by morons. So like, yeah, I feel your life. I feel it.
We have Shere Khan from The Jungle Book.
Mm.
Ooh, the suave villain.
Oh, she and you. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Mulan?
I was thinking Shang for some reason.
No,
I was like, what?
No.
I did the same thing.
Just because they look so
Yeah.
similar.
Wait, what? Like, what?
Chinese names, I guess. Is
And it also has on. This is on the Wikipedia, by the way. I just
Yeah.
went to list of villains
Yeah.
Wikipedia. Sid Phillips is also listed here.
Whoa,
Toy Story.
From Toy's perspective.
Well, he was
he's
like,
surprised.
he was just creepy and like probably needed like a psych evaluation.
Okay, I know who this guy is. It just sounds Stromboli from
Oh, yeah,
from
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Yeah. Skies from Oliver and Company,
Oh yeah, he was scary.
Oh yeah, he was.
and then Ursula and Yzma,
Ah,
which
Yzma's a villain.
Oh,
Like she's a villain, but she's like one of the like quote unquote villains. Like I just really like her too.
She's
Yeah,
the
like-
she's a
Like how you
funniest.
would classify Kronk as a villain.
Exactly.
well, he's a sidekick villain. Like he's not like.
He's like half.
He's
I mean,
he's over there with LeFou. They're just making.
I mean, he's
spinach
also like
puffs
with
for
the
fun.
what is it? The eels Ursula.
Oh
has.
yeah,
I forgot their
Flotsam
name.
and Jetsam.
Yeah, Flotsam and Jetsam. I was in the play. Why don't I remember that?
I just remember that because it's like real like thief terms. It's,
Yeah.
like, the Flotsam and the Jetsam.
I feel
yeah.
like we should put them in different categories of
Evil?
villainous. No,
It's like you have the
villainous,
hero's sidekicks, and then you
sidekicks.
have the villain sidekicks.
Everybody needs a good sidekick.
Yeah. But who do you guys think is the most villainous villain? Like the one who does the worst of the worst, bad of the bad? Who do you put as the top?
Well, it depends
Villain.
on what the situation is.
What-
Because
yeah.
I mean, if you put it into my perspective for Maleficent, she just got snubbed at a party. She didn't have to go through all of that just to get back at them, but she did anyway because she could. Exactly.
Yeah, but according to the internet that I found like recently, apparently back in medieval times, this was like a very public.
It's like
party.
backhanded, like sort of like if you weren't invited.
Yeah, if you weren't invited, that was like an insult.
Yeah.
So yeah, she probably had.
But also, like, wasn't the entire kingdom invited but her? Like, dang. Like, everybody. We invited that dude down the street we don't know, but we didn't invite you. So, yeah, I would
that
go
says
all out.
something. And she really doesn't do much, but just
I think
like, curse
Frollo.
of
You mean
Yeah.
other than
Well, 'cause he's,
call
like, a
upon the
creepy.
powers of hell to turn into a giant fire breathing
Yeah,
dragon?
but she could have done that right at the spot.
Yeah,
but
but
she
Frollo's
waited.
scary. Like,
Yeah,
you,
Frollo's
yeah,
Frollo's
Frollo's so-
more creepy.
like, you
He
don't
actually did
creepier.
try to kill a kid.
you like don't want to be in the same room as Frollo.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of just like,
Frollo's that,
He's
but
creepy.
also Frollo's that guy on the news that you hear, and
The
you're
Florida
like,
man?
how is he? I did not realize this because like no one realizes that
Exactly.
he's evil until like it's like put
Mhm.
on display that he's
Yep.
evil.
And then
Yeah.
like she kidnaps, like
Yeah, we're back
Maleficent
to-
kidnaps the
Oh my
prince.
God.
We're back to
And she
She is not done with Maleficent.
But then you have Mother Gothel who kidnapped Rapunzel because
my
of her glowing
gosh.
hair. So, like, that's evil too.
we had the kidnapping, the
killing,
Creepy, the killing.
and just a jerk.
Scar murdered someone's father in front of him.
You don't notice this until you think about it as an adult, but like
Guys.
there's kidnapping, there's killing, there's a creepy stalker.
Corella wanted to skin puppies.
Oh no, the puppies.
Why she needed so many for one coat kills me. Like I need 100. Like,
Oh, and
really?
I always
apparently
wondered.
900. But apparently 99 is like just like what 2 coats. 3?
I have no idea. She was just like, I need them all.
But even like Captain
I
Hook was
want them
trying to
all.
kill a kid.
Right?
Like a 14-year-old kid. Like what is this?
Who else do we
Oh
have?
my god. Why don't we just? Go
I mean,
through all the
Gaston was
films?
more like
He was just a jerk until he
Gaston
didn't get
was like
his
that
own way.
meathead you didn't want to talk to. That like
Yeah.
you're walking around campus
got
and you're like,
threatening when
hey,
he
what's
didn't
going
get his-
on?
But if
He
you
gets
hear
threatened when
his
he
side
gets
of the
them.
story, he's like, is he really the villain?
He was just like desperate.
yeah, he's just desperate.
Yeah.
He's not a villain. He's just desperate.
What about the evil queen when she tries to kill her own stepdaughter?
Okay.
The heart in the box thing was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the
yeah. when
go
when
put her heart in the box. Like,
Yeah.
did you need it?
No, a deer's heart.
Why didn't you just drag her
No,
body?
wait,
You know?
A picture?
How could you tell the
Drag,
heart?
give me the body.
Don't they all look
You
the
look
same?
strong enough to do it.
I think she
You
used
know-
it for like her magical cauldron
Oh,
magic
jeez.
magic spells thing.
You know,
She
She's a
apparently
queen. Why
has.
does she only have one guy to do it?
yeah.
Don't want to waste them all.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually the Chernabug. He's literally
Yes, the devil.
from down under.
Not in Australia.
He's literally no. They're like the pits of all things horrible.
Yes.
I'm gonna be completely honest. The only thing I know about Chernobog is that he's in Phantasmic, but I always call him Gargamel.
No, it's Fantasia.
No, but he's in Phantasmic, like at the parks in Hollywood
Oh
Studios.
well, short.
And like I always call him Gargamel, which is the guy from the Smurfs. So like I'm never right.
How?
I don't know. I like both names.
Okay, we talked about anyone know who Edgar Belthor the Aristocat?
Oh,
He
all
was the
English.
one. Wasn't he the
he's
one
the
that?
butler?
Yeah, he wanted the money from the old lady,
I
but
thi-
she left it to the cat, so he was gonna go kill the cat so he can get the money. Even though
Foolproof.
Yeah. So.
who was gonna give the cats the money?
Yeah, but
Is that even legal? Like,
No,
can
no.
you do that?
No, later in the film, it's explained that she was going to let Edgar take care of the cats.
He was
Use
gonna
the
end up
money
with
for
the
it.
money.
Yeah.
But like he was just like, I'm gonna kill these cats.
So this is like one of the reasons why I considered him to be like the weakest and
He's
like
dumb.
forgettable. Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is like the lamest excuse to be a villain.
It's kind of like Horace and Jasper, but like they were sidekicks for Cruella. No, like Edgar was just dumb on his own.
I think they had a little more charm than Edgar.
True.
Okay, Hopper was pretty bad though, because like
Yeah.
I think he's just a bully.
All I
He
that's the point. That's why he's so bad.
Hopper was
He's a
just like
bully.
he was just like mean for no reason.
Yeah.
And like
He just wants control.
you
over the
looked at
ants.
him and you were just kind of like, who hurt you?
Was it your mom?
And
Was it your mom?
He also did not go out in like a cool way.
No.
I knew.
No.
He was like taken out by the one he feared most. You know, up close it would be scary, but when you like back up,
As like a
you just
person,
see
you're like,
you just see a small bird feeding the little chicklings this tiny bug, and you'd be.
But like when you think about it in retrospect, it's like this whole world, and then it's just a little bit of a little thing.
I wish they did like the night of the museum joke where they like go up close to these tiny people.
Oh,
and see
yeah,
how,
the
and how
toys.
in danger they are. Like and then when you back up, you're just.
There's like nothing. It's
It's
nothing.
kind of like that slapstick comedy almost, where it's
Yeah.
like you realize how stupid it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you back up and you're like, oh wait, it's really just about bugs.
We are carrying over these little bugs that we like would squish on every day.
We probably kill like how many?
Right? Just walking in here,
I
like
don't-
stepping on ants, like,
I
oh,
hate
sorry.
But that's the thing about Disney. It makes you care for these little tiny ants that you
Yeah.
step on every day.
Exactly.
At least they're not as creepy looking as the movie Ants.
Oh my
from
god, I hated that
DreamWorks.
movie.
Yeah. The ripoff.
Exactly. Came
Oh,
out
so
right
they
after.
say. As I keep saying, it's.
But I think Bugs Life came out before Ants did. It was like the same summer.
Okay. What about the Horn King? I never seen a store.
Oh, the Horn King.
The Black Cauldron. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the Black
the
Cauldron.
Horn King.
I have
Yeah,
it.
the Horn
Same.
King. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite
still need to see
movies,
it.
and he's really creepy. He's voiced by the late John Hurts, and he has a sidekick as well. It's a small goblin thing that's like gets annoying a bit, but the Horn King has literally antler horns coming out.
Antler horns.
Well,
Good God.
yeah, they're huge.
Oh.
Yeah, they're so huge. I wonder how he's able to keep his head up. And he's so creepy.
What's his villainous plan?
To take over the world.
Okay.
But he plans on like stealing this black cauldron that would give anyone ultimate power, and in the end he uses the cauldron to bring to life the skeleton army, and it's so creepy. I think they even like attacked these like henchmen off screen, and the way they like introduce and they move, there's like green slimish thing coming out of them, and there's just bones and the mist around them, and it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and it's much better than the original cuts, they were gonna look even creepier. But Horn King was planning to take over the mythical land of Friday.
All good gold.
Yeah, which confuses me though, because he's the Horn King. Isn't he already the ruler?
Needs more.
It just reminds me of Pinky in the Brain. Like, what's the plan today, Pinky? Or what's the plan today, Pinky? We're going to take over the world!
Same today as any day.
What are we gonna do tomorrow night?
Same thing.
Okay. I'm not gonna talk about Jafar or Lady Taman because like they're princesses. Everyone knows what they do because they're princess movies.
They just want to take over the world.
Madame Medusa. Anyone remember her evil thing?
Where was she from?
The Rescuers.
Oh yeah, she just wanted a diamond. This big chunk of diamond.
She
Okay,
kidnapped
good.
a little girl
Yeah,
to
she
do it.
kidnapped-
Oh yeah.
She kidnapped this orphan named Penny.
Well, because like I always
Because
get
she's small enough to get into this hole, so she can get this diamond out.
yeah I remember that because I always get Madame Medusa and Madame Mim mixed
Yeah,
up because they
'cause,
look the same.
And their names are similar.
Well, except
Yeah.
for the hair. The only
Yeah.
thing like that's different is the hair. One has or red hair, and the other has like
Yeah.
white hair.
They
that
do
goes
have like
down.
similar colors.
Yeah, they have like a similar color scheme.
Only one has magic, and the other one depends on alligators.
Yeah.
Wait, are they alligators or crocodiles?
I have no idea.
It does not matter.
Animals that may or may not live in Bay Lake.
Madame Mim. What?
She didn't appear much in the film.
Really?
She just appeared in like
I was
two
not scared of her
scenes.
at all.
I just remember she could change her form.
Yeah.
She went from
I
like
remember
haggard to pretty.
she and Merlin were mortal enemies, and they when they met, they got into this magic challenge, this magic duel, on who can shapeshift the most or shapeshift the enemy against enemies, and of course Mim would cheat, so she would try to make the I don't know, the deadliest shapeshift ever. But anyway, she wasn't there long. She
I
only
don't
had
know why that doesn't grab me.
I mean, she was not scary. That was I was not threatened by
I don't think she
her.
was memorable. She does
She's up
have
there with Edgar, but like less than Edgar because at least Edgar was trying to kill something.
Yeah.
But like she was just kind of there. Like,
yeah, she
Just
I
to
think she
cause
just-
a nuisance.
honestly.
Yeah, she was just like
She's just an obstacle.
having fun, just being
Evil.
Comic
she was like,
relief.
yeah, she's like a witch, but with like not witch powers. She's not called a witch. She's just like
Madam. She
Madam.
didn't do anything.
Okay, so Maleficent, Mother Gothel, we've talked about those. I don't think we need to go much into Percival McLeach, the rescue diaries down under, because he just was.
he was.
He's not memorable.
He's like a poacher, I guess, like, right?
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah,
like that.
he went out, he for the whole time went after this giant eagle. With
Yeah,
like,
so a
yeah.
poacher.
gold light
Yeah,
feathers,
that was
so,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, great story. Saving the earth and everything, but
But
I mean,
as
not,
far as the
as far as the
villain,
villain goes,
Basically
not
has
really
the
up
same
there.
sort of motif as
Pegleg Pete don't need to really talk about because it's Mickey and like everyone knows Pete.
Look at those old Mickey cartoons. You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still a villain.
or get a
I
horse.
mean,
Say,
he's
Or
a,
get a horse. Get a horse is a good.
Yeah.
Oh
one.
yeah, that's.
he
that's
just
a
doesn't
good show.
have. He just wants to make Mickey's day bad.
Exactly.
He's just a jerk.
It's
Yeah.
bully.
Yeah, and
Another
recent
one of those bully
shorts,
situations.
yeah.
And Prince John is kind of a bully, but he's like a shellfish jerk.
I think
douche
he's like a
bully.
baby jerk.
Was not threatened by him at all.
Mommy!
Oh, that's right.
Mother always loved him best. But he did have his moments. I mean, I thought the archery contest thing was pretty clever until it all threw up in his face.
Again, Evil Queen. We don't need to really talk about her.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about her, but like, yeah. Queen of Hearts. Cut off your head. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
really
what
is.
more to say?
She's like a child.
She was just kind of loud.
She was just throwing a tantrum, you know. Saw someone she didn't like. Cut off your head, you know.
But she had like queen like powers, so she could
Yeah.
she can get away with everything.
She was a 13-year-old child
Yes.
with queen powers.
I feel like we should categorize these villains like jerks, baby jerks, killers.
Threats, non-threats.
Threatening,
That's exactly
non-threatening,
what it is.
kind of threatening. You know, you have potential. You just didn't do good.
Scars you for life.
Could I outsmart this person?
Exactly. I feel like if you talk to Queen of Hearts long enough and make her see that you're useful for her, she'll be like,
just
okay,
butter
whatever.
her up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Butter.
oh, you're so pretty. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll keep you.
Just don't say anything bad about her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta be smart.
Then there's Ratcliffe from Pocahontas,
He's.
Ugh.
who just wanted
I
gold
hated-
and all
yeah,
that.
I hated,
Dig gold
I hated
savages.
His motive.
Yeah.
Dig gold savages. That was it. That was his entire role.
I mean, the gold
Yeah.
and the dig
He
just
was
kind
just-
of go
they go
together.
together.
He was just a racist, greedy.
these white men are dangerous. That sums up Ratcliffe.
Yes.
It was just Ratcliffe, not anybody else. Just
No,
specifically
just
talking
him.
about
No,
Ratcliffe.
he was the one leading the group.
That white man is
leading the
dangerous.
angry mob.
Yeah. And Ratigan, again, love the song.
Alright again.
But he's more like scary looking than anything.
He and the Bat is scary. Is very scary. If you remember the film, if you're gonna watch this film, The Great Mouse Detective, skip the beginning and head straight to the main titles, because in the beginning it will scare you. It will scar you, because there's this. Ratigan has a henchman, which is a bat, and
And then
after
he also is a cat.
Yes.
So a rat and a cat, you know.
he has a lot.
He has a rat, a cat, and a bat.
Yeah. So yeah, this he sends his bat to kidnap the toy maker, and the way this bat barges into this toy shop, he makes the scariest face ever. You just look up a screen cap of it, and it's just frightening.
Or watch the movie and wet your pants.
Yes.
Because
But
it's
after that, he
Halloween after all.
But after that, he gets like.
He's the comic relief kind
Yeah,
of
he gets comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
Later, but he does have like his scary moments. But really, Ratigan is the main villain and is the one who's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Scar. I guess we've talked about him.
Scar, the one that launched 1,000 child tantrums.
Yeah, we talked about it. Dad killer.
Yes. No, well, technically, brother killer.
Dad killer and brother killer.
Well, he killed Simba's dad in front of him. Like, that's heartless.
yeah.
And then made him think it was his fault.
I know, that's terrible.
He basically scarred a child for
Yes.
the rest of his life.
Both-
both,
This is why
both the
it's ruined
character
this
and the
Traumatic.
viewers.
Okay, he's gonna go on the traumatics.
Yes.
You know, the evil.
And he actually succeeded his goal. He actually did take over the world. Then
I
he
mean,
got
it wasn't
bored.
just the.
It was just the pride.
It's the Pride Lands.
Yeah, but it is the world to them. Like
Yeah. Fair.
everything the light touches is our kingdom, which is
Right.
everything except for the shadowy part over there.
That's Florida. Don't go there.
Basically. Universal.
You saw that picture too.
Yep.
Okay. Shere Khan, another one.
Ooh,
Just-
he's a classic.
Just awesome.
He's barely there, but the other characters make him a big deal.
Everybody runs from Shere Khan.
Yes.
I don't think he's evil. He's just more so like he has a
I think
standing presence. He has a presence about him.
Yeah,
that-
I think he sucks up the fear.
Well, because he doesn't have like a goal or anything.
No,
he just wants
does
to.
it for
there.
fun. Does it for fun.
Yeah,
Not-
he's just
not
there to
even
be
fun,
there.
But just, oh, I can, 'cause I can.
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 Xian Yu, the Hun.
Yeah, he's kind of forgettable.
I mean, but he does start a war with China.
Because they built the Great Wall.
All of China knows you're here.
Good.
That's what I was doing.
All
China knows you're
here. The bucket.
Exactly.
They don't know anymore.
Don't need to talk about Sid. He's just a kid.
Yeah.
Sid
he's
is a
just
kid.
brat.
Sid is a kid.
Yeah.
Stromboli from Pinocchio.
Was he the one that like got all the little boys and made them in the donkey?
No, that's the coach.
No, I mean like he got him.
That's
Stromboli
the coach
was
rider or
the
something.
he was the guy who just
There was like
made him
actually
perform all
more
the time.
villains.
Oh.
There was actually
He
more
was kind of
villains
like
in
the
that.
leader though. Like there was one guy who turned him into donkeys. Then he like actually.
Pinocchio was like
And then
7
there was-
movies in one real
there was
movie.
the whale.
Yeah. It's kind of like
Monstro.
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, the monster,
Yeah. I was like,
Stromboli,
oh, it's almost over.
The
No.
fox and the fox
Yeah.
and the was it a donkey?
The cat, I
The
think.
cat.
Oh,
The
yeah,
cat.
the cat.
However, you
And-
you never know what happens to those other boys who turn into donkeys. You
No,
just-
you don't.
Back to it. We
No
actually,
mention.
That
No.
makes it scarier because they could possibly have gone. We don't even know what happens to the talking donkeys. Oh, those
Someone's
poor
like,
donkeys.
they went to Shrek. I'm like,
I'm
no.
hitting you right now.
Okay, then there's Skies from Oliver and Company. What did he do? Because I've
He
never
He
seen
can
that.
use a
loan
girl
shark.
for bail.
Well, actually,
or for the money.
in the beginning,
He was like a
he
loan shark, like a really bad loan shark.
Yeah, he's like a gangster. Like like this character owed him money, and he's like threatening his life or dog's life for the money. And then this character thought of stealing the rich girl's money to pay off his debts. But then
That
Sai
sounds
finds
like
out
a
about
really
the-
complicated thing.
I'm sure it's not when you see the film, but
There's a lot going
Yeah.
on
Watch
with
Oliver and
Skies.
Company if you want to see Bette Midler's amazing solo.
Yes.
Monica can do a rendition for you.
Very fun lip sync
I
there.
think I remember this one scene in the Oliver and Company where he snaps his finger and his dogs like turn into monsters and attack this dog Dodger, and it's super creepy. And then when he snaps his fingers again, the dogs stop and go back to his side, and that was like the creepiest scene I remembered in that movie.
Well trained.
Yes, very.
They're
well.
very trained, very loyal. Good doggy.
Exactly.
Here's a treat.
Now, should we talk about Ursula? Because always people like refer to her as like the big bad villain.
Because she's got the big
sometimes.
bad song. She's got like
Yes.
when you
most
think of
villains
villain
do.
songs, that's the first one that pops
No,
into
yeah,
your
poor,
head.
poor unfortunate souls.
Because that was the first
Definitely.
one. I think that was
Yep.
the first villain song ever.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah.
I'm
I don't
I'm
think.
sure there was
At
one.
least in the
No,
Princess
actually,
Canal.
I think
At least
Vatican
yeah.
had his own song.
Yeah.
Well, but he's on in the princess realm.
in the Princess.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
So-
don't know if she's like the big bad like me. Like I mean,
She's one of the popular ones.
she like did what Ariel wanted her to do. Cause like
She
like, I've seen
wanted
this
to take over the
meme,
sea.
and she was like she could have given her like dog legs or like like really bad hairy man
She
legs.
had a plan.
But she had pretty legs. Like she did what she wanted, and Ariel couldn't read because she can write.
And
so,
if,
like,
and if she
you
didn't
could've
like,
read the
and if she
contract.
didn't get in the way, Ariel would have gotten that kiss.
Exactly. Like
Why are you bringing plot holes into this?
oh,
I mean, it's not really plot holes. It's
Yeah.
just like truth.
truth. Different
I don't think we need to talk about Yzma.
No.
Crunk pulled a lever.
I mean, she makes potions, which is cool, but I don't
I think she has the best lines
Yeah.
She's funny.
and and like one of the best sidekick.
I just remember that one part where she's like, first I'll put him in the box, and then
I'll
I'll
sit
sit
the
him
Then I'll fail the box myself, but then when it rise,
That's
I'll
so
smash it with a
extra.
hammer.
That's
It's
so
pretty good, I tell you, genius, I say.
That's so extra.
Or to see about
That's
postage.
that's what Yzma is. Yzma is the
extra.
equivalent of extra in the Disney
And
realm.
she is voiced by Eartha Kitt, which is
This
the
is
best.
an odd choice, but it's so funny.
It really is an odd
she
choice,
ma-
but she's great.
She makes it like.
Isn't she the same one who's from Holes and told like
Yes,
time
that
up?
was her. Now you can't unsee it.
No, I knew that, but I was just confirming.
No,
like,
yeah.
Yes, that was her.
If you've watched Hold, the grandmother who is from who's or like great
She's
grandmother
like
of
one of the flashbacks.
Now that's
Zero.
complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch the movie.
He's rated. She's related to Zero, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
goes
she
Zero.
also voices Yzma.
Yzma.
So there's an image to put in
Different
your head next time
connection.
you watch Holes.
She also did Catwoman. Like
Ooh.
one or
Oh
two
yeah,
episodes.
she did.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's which is funny because later in the film she does turn into Yzma does turn into
a cat.
a cat.
Which might have been a nod to that.
Probably that'd be a
Maybe.
cool nod.
Yeah, that'd be a silly.
Literally
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Now I think we might do an episode later, like just sometime later, just about going over ranking these villains because
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
sounds like a fun
Halloween,
idea.
Okay, be Halloween Part 2, the villains.
Yeah, we could do that. That sounds like a fun idea, just ranking these villains. But let's get into what everyone loves during the Halloween, what everyone watches.
Mhm.
Movies.
Should we start?
Specifically,
should
we're
we-
going with the DCOMs right now.
Oh,
the
so we're
Disney
not-
Channel
we're
original
not going with
movies.
Hocus Pocus.
No, we're gonna
That
talk
is
about
one.
that's yeah. No, it's not. It's not a DCOM.
It didn't premiere on Disney Channel until like later.
Yeah.
It was originally.
we were
gonna be
talking-
on Disney Channel.
We're talking. We
Okay.
can talk about DCOMs and then we could talk about the other
We'll talk
Okay.
about Disney Channel movies plus Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
because a lot of the DCOMs have also
The
very
best
important ones.
You are very
like-
true. That
Yeah.
is very true.
And not to mention DCOMs, rest in peace, Debbie Reynolds.
Yes.
The
A moment-
grandma.
A moment of silence.
I can't count a minute.
That was
Well, we've had a moment, so that was a moment.
we didn't define how long. So
A moment is a moment.
Anyways,
According
she's always everybody's Grandma Aggie.
Yeah.
She'll always be Grandma Aggie to everyone.
yes.
Oh.
But
I'll miss her.
I was actually watching a YouTube video today where have you guys seen the Fine Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They went and asked I think it was adults
Yeah.
to name the
Oh,
DCOMs.
yeah, I just saw
the
that.
Halloween
What
DCOMs.
Oh yeah.
Did you
If
take
they
notes on what
they
those
show
were?
the movie posters
Yeah.
and let them know if they knew the
They
title.
some of them barely didn't know them, and then I was like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, me too.
Some of them are like really random from
Yeah.
a long time
Some of them
ago.
are, like,
like
ancient.
Can of Worms, Don't Look Under the Bed.
Well, Can of Worms wasn't a DCOM.
Under Wraps is a
Can
really
of Worms
old
is not a
one.
DCOM.
But they played it every Halloween.
But it's not a DCOM.
I've been lied to. I don't know because I just know it was on Disney and I got scared, so I would always turn it off.
I've actually read the book. I'm not getting into that right now. We'll talk about that later. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about the DCOMs.
Yes. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, the first one, actually, speaking of DCOMs, happy birthday, DCOMs. It's their 20th birthday.
All right. Wow. I'm older than DCOM. That's so weird.
I'm still younger.
Under Wraps premiered in October of 1997.
There you go. Wow.
have any of us seen that film?
I've
seen
heard of it.
I've seen it.
I
That's like the mummy come to life.
Yeah, Mummy Comes to Life has
It's
a
like
little mummy
E.T., but
has
it's
a little like
E.T. but with a mummy.
mummy queen. who
Yeah.
he loves and he's trying to get back to. It was very
Mhm.
sweet.
I remember the trailers of it on Disney Channel way back.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, I was
of
just
it, so
born, so I mean, I don't remember.
I was not conceived.
I was 3, so talking
I don't
Barney.
think. I don't think.
I was just a few months old.
I doubt I was born around that time, but I'm sure
It's 20 years
they
old.
Played, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're older than 20, you were around. You just probably didn't watch
Oh.
it.
Okay.
Monica.
I wasn't even conceived.
Not even conceived.
I love what you did with the fingers.
Okay. Okay. So there's not much to talk with Under Wraps besides it
No.
being
It's
the
there.
first DCOM.
It was-
It's
it
the one to
existed.
start them all.
Yeah.
20 years. Happy birthday, DCOMs.
All right.
But then they had Halloween Town, which
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
knows, everyone loves.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them. Not gonna mention the 4th one.
I was gonna say.
Well, like, see, the thing is, I remember rewatching the 4th one, and
Not
the thing
my
is,
Marnie
it's,
Piper.
it's not that bad. It's just the whole Marnie thing that gets me. It's like if you
Yeah.
switched out, if you brought the original actress back, it wouldn't be a bad movie. It's
Or-
actually
Yeah.
very, very
If
like,
a good movie.
Or if they tried to do like, okay, we're gonna have Halloween Town, like another one, but it'll be like a different generation. Like how they've been saying, like, oh, High School Musical 4 would be like a different generation of kids.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing, but you're not gonna bring back my movie and be like, this is Marnie,
and then like
because she has the same butt chin.
and
like
Debbie Reynolds has
no.
like a 1-second appearance. She's not
Exactly.
even- but I, like the concept
Actually,
of her being like the looking like Grandma Aggie when she was
Yeah.
younger. That's so interesting. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
But it's not my Marnie Piper.
I know. That's the thing, though.
No, I didn't even like her. The way they portrayed the character of Marnie in that movie.
Because
She
she's
was
not
more
Marnie.
like I know. No, she was more of a. Yeah, maybe it is the actress, but I don't know if it would have made any.
Isn't that like Sarah Paxton?
Sarah Paxton, yeah.
Whatever happened to her, that girl?
I think she was on a couple
She's-
Lifetime movies.
Yeah,
and
she's
that's
in
about it.
she's in soap operas.
Yes.
Soap operas. Yeah, but which one's your favorite Halloween Town?
Always the first one.
The first one.
First one?
Is it? It's either.
Calabar's Revenge is a good
Calabar's
one.
Revenge.
A lot
That's
of
a
people
dark
like
one, isn't
Calabar's.
it?
I'm tossing up between Calabar's Revenge or the high school one.
Halloween Town High.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Halloween Town High.
Wasn't like Lucas?
Yeah,
Graham?
Lucas Gabriel was
And,
in
and
it.
the what's
The
in high
piano chick.
school? Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, she was on that.
She was like
she was
the
a-
troll.
She was a troll.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
That's
she was a
right.
troll.
And she was in love with Evan. What's
The
his
brother.
The-
The
the
brother.
brother,
I think he was
yeah.
named the
What
brother.
is his name? That's gonna
You
bother
got
me.
Devin.
Starts with a D. We all know that.
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I love about this is like the younger sister gets less and less involved as these movies keep going out, and she's not even like in the fourth one. At least Grandma Aggie makes an appearance.
I think in the first one she was just there to be cute
Yeah.
like,
and
what-
be plot
yeah.
and be a plot device.
She's the one that remembers the spell. I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
she
I
is.
don't know what she did in the.
The second one
The
she
second
did
one.
something.
The second one, I think she's learning about
training.
witchcraft
I
and
was
she's
gonna say,
training.
wasn't she training in the second one? Because
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Marnie had already finished.
Which
her
one is the
training.
one where Grandma Aggie's in the soup?
That was in the.
That was
fourth
the
one.
high one.
No,
No,
that
that
was
was
the
Halloween Town.
college. No, that was the college one.
that was the
She
college
only
No,
appeared
because they
twice.
expanded the hallway.
No, the hall.
and
the
the
hallway.
ho-
No, yeah, the hallway
Yeah,
was in the.
that was the high school
High
one.
school one, but
Because
in
the house
soup.
expanded and
But
then
her
she was
being
in the soup.
Was in no. Her
No,
being
she was in the soup.
No, he
I don't remember. 'Cause
She
I don't
makes
know.
appearances everywhere. First of all, doesn't Grandma Aggie kind of have a parallel to Mary Poppins with
The
that bag?
Yeah.
She,
I love that
you
bag.
know, I
wanted the
think
bag
she,
with
that,
her.
yeah, she was supposed to be like the Mary Poppins kind of like
Of Halloween.
Yeah, like she had everything. She was always there for you,
Mhm.
and she had advice, but it was kind of backwards. You still had to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the one that threatened my nightmares. Don't look under the
Oh
bed.
my
I've never
god.
seen that one.
I haven't
I
seen
saw
that
like
one either,
5
but I do
minutes of it,
remember
and I
it's-
could not get through it, and I refused. Like when they did the 100 DCOMs, they played it.
Yeah.
I still refused. Like
I
15
actually got
years
through
later.
it the other day, and it's great because they actually have a joke in there that's a little bit inappropriate.
Wow.
got all those 90s DCOMs.
No, it was funny.
Early
The
childhood.
teacher came in and was like, "No, wait, was this the one? I don't remember.
It's
We will
okay.
wait
We'll look
forever
it up.
for you.
We will
No,
look
I
up
know
for
it, but I think it was. I think I'm the wrong. Thinking I don't want to think of the wrong movie.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
You
We
can
get
put
that.
it in later.
Yeah, we'll put
Yeah.
a clip.
We
in.
can suggest the
We'll find a
audience
clip.
to.
If I know what I'm talking about and it's the right thing, I will put it in a clip.
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, scared everyone. No one liked it. No one could watch it. I didn't.
I doubt they
What?
didn't like it. I think the
I
adults
didn't.
would have liked
No,
it.
I
Wasn't
did
it-
not like it.
Wasn't it like they played it and then they took it off the air for a bit
Mm-hmm.
because parents complained that it was too scary?
Mhm.
I
The
think that's
thing
what it
I
was. Or like they
remember-
had to up the like ratings of it because it was like TV like general audiences, but then it scared the crap out of like you little kids. So they're like, actually, this is PG.
No, I
Like,
saw
gonna
it
move
and
up.
I literally remember the hand going around the pillar and just its hand.
So creepy. It was just so morbid.
But it actually has a really good message if you actually get through the movie with minus the scary parts. It's a great message. Try to get through it if the best you can. Even as an adult,
Fast
like it was
forward.
kind of
Right,
hard to get
exactly.
through it.
Okay, close my eyes. Close my eyes. Okay, it's good.
Horror
Okay.
fans will probably get through it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then Mom's got a date with a vampire. Fun one.
I do remember that.
Fun one.
I remember that scene where just like, can you put the spoon on your nose? And I'm just like, what the heck is this scene?
That movie was so weird. Again, one of those classic like 90s
And
DCOMs.
it feels so random. Like, put them onto there, make a story.
It really was. It's kind
What?
of like
What? Yeah.
Mm.
Because he wasn't really that. Well, he did try. Did he try to kidnap the mom? What was he trying to do with the mom?
Even
She's
know.
tr-
Because I know he
He's trying to,
hypnotized
like-
her.
I think she was trying to like turn her into a vampire.
they like fell
Like
in love
what,
with her.
what all
Yeah.
vampires do. Turn,
So,
turn
like,
It
he
wasn't
wasn't
he was
really a bad
evil. It was
person.
just like he was just a vampire. It was like what he did. Like
yeah.
he needed someone to live with. Like he was just a
Exactly.
lonely vampire.
it's just kind of like a weird. It was like one of those like
Yeah,
weird
but
couple
sucking blood,
movies.
That's
Mhm.
that's wrong.
It was just a weird couple
sucking
movie.
blood is wrong.
Oh my god! And that's a PSA from Real Deal Disney.
You should never do it if you're a vampire or not,
You should do like a
unless you're a certified doctor.
Okay, next movie, Phantom of the Megaplex.
That's
Honestly,
the one with the popcorn.
I I think that scared me a little.
I
back
only
then.
remember bit parts. Like I can't even remember the movie as a
too.
whole.
I loved that movie. I honestly
Oh my
loved
gosh,
that movie.
I always got my Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire and Phantom of the Megaplex. Not confused because they're very different movies. But like I always remembered like the popcorn going everywhere, and I always thought that was Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire because like that would make sense because they were on a date. But like that's not even what happened in the movie.
I just love it because there's no actual villain or
No, it's
creepy
just,
things.
like,
It's just
there's a
some-
phantom, and we're in a megaplex.
It was, but it wasn't even
megaplex.
it wasn't even a ghost though. It was
No,
just
just
like some
No.
random
a
dude
spirit.
trying
Can we
to.
even
Ding.
say megaplex now?
No, they're all theaters.
Welcome to the megaplex.
Like bye.
What the fridge is that?
That's when they try to be all fancy.
Exactly. We have 14 screens. Like okay,
Or
bye.
maybe that was when theaters were new,
Yeah.
Yeah,
multi theaters.
yeah. And then we have I only remember watching this when I don't remember if it was during the 100 DCOMs or sometime during Halloween. Scream Team. Anyone
I
remember
remember-
Scream
I
Team?
remember
I remember the
that.
name of Scream Team, but I don't remember the
I
actual
do remember
movie.
that. It was like
It was a group of
Ghostbusters.
there was
reversed.
3 ghosts
Yeah, there was
that
3
were
ghosts.
and then
These two
2 kids
like,
run
they-
into them.
Yeah, did they go into the ghost?
They go into the
world?
ghost world,
Yeah.
and because of that, they end up solving problems with this
Yeah.
ghost.
So, like the opposite of Casper.
Yeah,
When
Yeah.
Casper meets Wendy.
yeah.
Man, that was a long time ago.
And then we have Twitches and Twitches
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
just thinking about Twitches.
I barely saw Twitches 2. I don't know why I didn't.
I-
Twitches 2 wasn't my cup of tea. Twitches,
Twitches-
the
Well,
first Twitches.
Yes.
I think Twitches and Twitches 2 was the first time we'd ever been like disappointed in a sequel.
Yeah.
Like it was the first time we ever had
didn't
2
look
movies and was
good.
like, oh, the second one should be good, and then it wasn't because
Yeah.
Halloween Town 2 was pretty decent, but then Twitches 2 was kind of like,
Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
like
the Twitches did feel like sisters,
yeah,
but
it was.
with magic.
They were magic sisters.
Yes.
but I love it because before Halloween or after Halloween Town finished, there was no world that they created. Like
Agreed.
we had like
Yeah.
Don't Look Under the Bed, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, Phantom of the Megaplex,
Didn't
Scream
the Scream
Team.
team have like their own ghost world?
They had a ghost world, but they didn't dive too much into it.
Also,
Twitches, we
nobody
really got
remembers that movie.
sent. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do
No.
remember the world much. We didn't visit much.
Yeah.
Wait, but like the whole premise of Twitches was the fact that like
They're from a different realm.
Yeah, and their realm was trying to come over into our realm.
Yeah, because of the
quote-unquote.
scary guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I agree with you with that because like we had the whole Halloween Town is in a whole different universe almost
Yeah.
than our universe.
Create a whole different world, which is why Harry Potter is
Exactly.
so popular because it's about
Exactly.
creating a whole different
Yeah.
world.
People like being immersed,
A world,
and that's
a
what
world
Twitches
that
did.
you want people to go
Mhm.
into.
Next after that, I don't know why they include. I guess this is a DCOM, mostly ghostly.
Mostly
I've heard of it.
It had
I feel like I know this.
Madison Pettis.
Oh, this is like one of
Sterling-
the recent ones
Yeah,
that like they came out. It was like the year they came out with like 2 different Halloween, I think,
Oh,
movies.
wait, this is recent?
Yeah, it's like well, I mean,
Yeah.
Madison Pettis was in the Corey in the House.
yeah.
So this is like
heard that
around
name in
that
a
time,
while.
right?
Yeah, I probably would not know
No,
it.
this is like around the like dark ages of Disney Channel. Like no one watched anything. Half their crap was
I
like from
just remember
Canada.
like classic 90s.
The boy who is in the main star of it, though, Sterling Buman, he actually turned out to look pretty nice, and he's a singer, and he
Okay.
has an awesome song that's like uplifting and stuff.
Gotta find him.
So yeah, he's actually I've looked at his career, and he's doing a pretty good job with
good.
Sterling, if you're listening to this, good for you. We're proud of you here.
Same here.
But mostly ghostly. Yeah, it's an okay plot,
I don't
I'd say.
remember it.
Not a memorable one.
No.
Good plot.
I feel like they needed some updated Halloween movies, and so they
Mhm.
made it.
Yeah,
That
that's
was pretty
true.
much
Because
it.
I don't think they had come out with another Halloween movie.
We've
Like,
been riding on Twitches and Twitches
Yeah.
too for a while at
Yeah.
that point.
yeah.
I don't even
But
know
they
what
did
I'm
make a
looking
good one after that, Girl versus Monster. If you guys have seen that, that one actually is pretty
at.
good.
I've never seen it, but
I heard it was
it's
good.
basically like
Mhm.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, only it's the Monster Slayer.
Yeah,
And
but
kids
I
and-
love it. Even though Olivia Holt does go a little bit overboard with her original songs.
I'm not a fan of her
She
or
did have a
her
lot.
songs.
She'd have a lot of songs. in them.
Yeah. Had Me at Hello, Fearless. I honestly jammed out to Had Me at Hello, not gonna lie, because
Is Olivia Holt still a thing?
I don't
still-
think she's. I don't know if
think
she's
she
been in
is.
I've seen her.
anything.
I've
I
seen her in
think
some
she's
Neutrogena
in
commercials. I guess.
Isn't
I
she-
don't know.
Isn't she in Descendants? Like,
No,
now?
that was
No,
Dove
no,
Cameron.
that's
Dove
Dove Cameron.
Oh, I must be thinking of something else. Someone
Olivia
else.
Holt was on Ant Farm,
Uh,
right?
No, she was
No.
on the Kick.
She was
The
on
karate.
Disney XD, I think.
Yeah, she was on the
she wasn't even
karate.
on Disney Channel.
Where was she from?
Kicking it?
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
karate one with Jason Earl.
Kicking it with you.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Hannah Montana's brother.
Yeah, kicking it.
Oh yeah.
She joined Disney Channel with I Didn't Do It, which is a TV show that did. I don't think it's still on.
No, I
that-
don't think.
I think
so.
it only
like,
lasted one season.
4 episodes,
Good.
maybe.
Not even a whole season.
It wasn't a great show.
No, it was not. The premise isn't that interesting.
Mm-hmm. But she hasn't.
Next podcast, we should talk about the Disney Channel shows.
Yeah,
That's
I want to
on
talk
the
about
list.
Disney Channel, but I don't
Yeah,
know when
me
we're gonna do
too.
that. And then lastly of the DCOMs, which is apparently included as a scary one, Invisible Sister. Did you guys hear about that one?
Yes, that was the one with Rowan Blanchard.
Yeah, Blanchard.
That came out a couple years ago.
Is that
Mhm.
also recent?
Yeah, it came out a couple years ago because that's the
Yeah.
girl from Girl Meets World.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah. I
didn't it
don't
like
know.
they were like mad at each other and then
She creates like some sort of potion that she
Yeah.
actually does accidentally like drinks or something.
Yeah,
Or
and then
science
she
would be
goes-
part of it.
she disappears and then like starts going missing or I don't know. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, she
It
turns
doesn't-
invisible and
Yeah.
then starts messing with people, but like it's
And-
nothing too memorable. But I don't even really
No.
consider it a Halloween movie, but it's just listed as one.
Yeah,
Don't know why.
I think it probably came out in
Mhm.
like Spooktober or whatever they call it now.
Yeah.
Monstober.
Monstober,
Monstober.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing. They have Monstober on Disney Channel where they play all these movies and I
Mhm.
think a little bit more. But on Freeform, you can find a whole
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of things, including other Disney
They
Channel
play
related.
nothing but
Um,
scary.
13
nothing but
days of
Halloween
Halloween?
movies.
Yeah, 13 Days of
Yeah.
Halloween. They include a whole bunch of more Disney ones that aren't DCOMs, like
No,
Can
not
of Worms, Frankenweenie, Tower of Terror, Haunted Mansion. And well, they also included Spooky Buddies in it for some reason,
my
like the
God.
Air
What?
Buddies.
Yeah, because they do
Yeah.
own that franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
gotta
then
get the kids in.
yeah.
Kids gotta be involved.
and then Hocus Pocus, which everyone knows.
Hocus-
Every day.
Just a
It's
bunch
gonna be
of
on for
Hocus
24
Pocus.
hours.
It's gonna be on,
Halloween.
and it's like
Yes,
on every
exactly.
day.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically on every day on Freeform. 13 Nights of Halloween.
Jeez, 13 days.
Watching it all day, all the time. Let's get
Everyone loves some Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Good one.
Classic.
It's that's all
pretty
we have to
good.
say about it though. It's a classic. You gotta watch it.
I saw it for the
Gotta
first time
watch
like
it.
3 years ago, honestly, and at least the first time I can remember it. Fantastic movie. Everybody should see it.
I mean, it's a
I was-
weird premise.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You don't think of Disney when you.
No, but like the thing is, like
Black
they
candle
mention
lit
like
by the
black,
virgin.
yeah, the virgin thing. Like, there's so many things that they say in that movie that's not Disney.
I'm pretty sure that's why I don't remember it because I think my only memory of it was being little and be like, "Dad was a virgin," and be like, "You're not watching the movie ever again." Turn it off.
Like
We're
the
done.
most people remember are the witches.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
most.
yeah.
standard
Which
Witch
is why they're
Fairy.
such a big central part of
Yeah.
Mickey's Not So Scary
Yeah,
Halloween.
that's why they have their own show because people can't get enough of the Sanderson
Mhm.
sisters.
I love those witches.
Now we were Jordan. You didn't think that this was a DCOM can of worms, so
Mhm.
let's get into that one. There's a book version that they
Oh.
did, which is how I was like, oh, this movie. They made a movie of this, and it was from a book. So they
Okay.
made a book into a movie, which
Cool,
is
yeah.
kind of interesting. I don't remember the book in its entirety, but I think they didn't stick too much into it. I think they went on its own little thing.
Sounds about right. Mm.
Which it's a pretty good movie. It's
Hmm.
I don't think it's as scary as the book, honestly. But it is a scary premise. Not gonna lie.
It's good. Go check it out. I
The
didn't
Just
title
know
the-
alone
that.
sounds like a goosebump.
Well, it's like when you
book.
open a can of worms.
And it started a whole bunch of
and it-
problems.
yeah, starts to like. Have you heard the saying "can of worms"?
Like a Pandora's
Oh,
box.
no.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's
like a Pandora's box.
Oh, is that what it really is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was a literal.
Well, what he does
of
in this
worms.
movie is he sends a message to outer space, and that message sends out a can of worms, Pandora's box. Everyone, every alien, everything ever comes to Earth and tries to entice. Don't remember his name. This boy into going with them to their planet to be a part of their colony, I guess. But yeah, Frankenweenie. I want to get into that though because I couldn't get past the past 5 minutes, honestly.
The only time I ever watched Frankenweenie in its entirety, I was on a plane,
Mm-hmm.
And so like it was either that or like the Spanish version of like Titanic or something crazy.
Wait,
like
there's a
that.
Spanish movie?
I don't know. It was like dubbed, and I was like, God, I guess I'm watching Frankenweenie. The first like 10 minutes of the movie are so freaking weird and sad, and it's just like,
I mean, it's just like you don't
Nah.
understand it at first. Like it's like,
No.
where does it start? It's very slow to start.
yep.
I think that's because it was actually a remake of a short Tim Burton made like
Yeah.
in the 90s, and it was originally supposed to be a short, but then I guess Tim Burton had the budget and the power to make a full-length feature of his creation. And I'm not saying the film is not good. I mean, it's cute. I'm a huge fan of Universal monster films, so I consider this as like a love letter to.
It's kind of like a parody, though.
Well,
They consider it a
kind of.
parody.
It's mainly a parody of
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein,
Mm-hmm.
but it like borrows some references from other Universal monster movies, like
Really?
yeah, there's the mostly. Do you remember when the other pets rise up from
I
the
didn't
dead?
get that far
There's
into
one-
it.
Okay, there was a Godzilla one. There's a mummy one, and there's the invisible one. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a
I just
lot of
couldn't get
reference.
past the first 5 minutes. Like, I only saw the weird girl. I honestly
Definitely a
want
weak
Those
movie.
characters
the
just
weird
look
girl,
so
though,
weird.
I honestly want to cosplay as, because, like, she's so weird.
Wait, the
and-
one with the tiny
Yeah.
eyeballs. Ooh, yeah. She reminds me of Luna Lovegood for some reason.
Yeah.
Only like her very creepy sister.
I know they tried to be creative with the whole black and white thing, but, like, I don't know why it wasn't, like, getting me.
I like the animation.
Yeah, the
and
animation's good.
The black and white, I feel like it's also a love letter to the black and white.
Yeah. No,
films.
definitely. It just doesn't grasp your attention that
Yeah,
much.
I didn't think it was strong enough. I mean, it just makes me want to see the shorts, the Frankenweenie shorts more.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I could take a short. I couldn't take an hour,
It was
hour and a
not
half long.
good enough.
movie.
It wasn't strong enough for a feature film movie. It
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
but the Frankenweenie puppy was very memorable.
Yeah.
I think
looks
the
so
puppy's cute.
cute.
The puppy's cute.
Yeah, so cute.
Now let's get into the 2 movies that were inspired by the rides that we have at the parks now.
What? The bad-
Tower of Terror and
bad-
Haunted Mansion.
Should we talk about the bad one or the really bad one?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
I liked Tower of Terror.
I've never seen the Tower of Terror movie.
Tower
I'm
of
not-
Terror. Okay. My thing about the Tower of Terror
I
movie is that it's so in its time because it came out. I want to say early 2000s
It came out, yeah.
or like
19.
late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a movie of that era where the acting is kind of weak. Even though I love Kirsten Dunst, I'm pretty sure it's her.
Yeah.
But like the just like it didn't make a lot of sense, but it kind of did at the same time. I know Drunk Disney did a like Halloween special on it.
Oh,
You
they
should
did
watch
that
it.
episode? Yeah.
You should watch it. It's really funny. But the movie itself was just kind of like, y'all really didn't need to do this.
I mean,
But you did, so I'll take it.
I'm not saying the film is bad. I just think it's like weak. I mean, there are some parts of the film that I did like. I mean, the beginning, like the prologue, I guess, was really good, and I thought the climax was really, really good. I mean, I was
I just wouldn't consider it a bad movie. I would consider it more a mediocre movie.
Yeah,
It's not a serious sit down and watch, especially when you
it's
see.
kind of predictable.
It's something
too.
you can put on in the background
Yeah.
or something.
Well, it's just kind of like when you see what Disney did with Pirates, and it's the same situation. They had a ride, they made a movie. Clearly, the budget was there. They knew they wanted it to be a huge like series. Whereas with Tower and Haunted, they're like, we're just gonna make these one-off films.
Was this made for the?
They also had a
theaters or
Johnny
the
Depp.
True.
Yeah.
The budget. I don't think
Was it made for-
Tower ever came out. I think it might have been straight to DVD. I know Haunted
Yeah, I
Mansion
think
did
it
because
was
I
straight
saw
to-
it in theaters.
That's
And
what
it
I'm
featured
thinking, 'cause it
Freddie
didn't
Murphy.
Look like, yeah, because I didn't think they had the budget for a feature for like a theater
No.
release.
But I mean, it's okay. It's
They have
watch
the budget.
it.
They
Well-
have the budget, but it's
It's kind of the same concept for Haunted Mansion. They had an interesting concept, whatever. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool,
but
but
then
they
something
didn't
happened.
deliver
Like,
it.
one
right.
acting.
two different ways. Like now you see Jack Sparrow in the Pirates ride. I don't think I would ever want to see Eddie Murphy's character.
No.
Just
I
going like
definitely
this.
No.
I definitely don't want to hear Jennifer Tilly in place of.
We can put, you know what? We can put Eddie Murphy in that like sealed up like sarcophagus thing where like the guy. Not
And
a
he could be like
sarcophagus.
banging on
Yeah,
the
exactly.
sarcophagus.
You don't see him. You just know he's in there.
Or he could be the body being hanged.
You don't. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's really dark, Emily.
Well, it's Halloween.
Put him in the sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
He can still be alive in there. We'll take him
Yeah,
out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll feed him.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
No, you're good.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Haunted Mansion.
What about Haunted Mansion?
I heard. Okay, so I wrote Haunted Mansion with somebody. Like we met this cast member. We wrote Haunted Mansion together. It was a group of us, and we were paired up. And he was saying that he thinks that they added stuff into the attic scene on the ride after the movie because the movie stuffed so much stuff in the attic, and that was their nod to like knowing the movie exists. So we
That's
went-
their only thing, though.
They put stuff in the
nothing
attic.
else.
That was it.
They don't
stuff
put
in
a
the
hidden
attic.
Jack Sparrow, like the whole thing
Exactly.
surrounding
No.
Captain Jack
No,
Sparrow.
Exactly. They put more crap in the
Thank
attic.
goodness it was too dark to see.
You know, I'm honestly curious to see Pirates of the Caribbean before the movie, like before Captain Jack Sparrow and all that. Like,
Yeah,
It's
find
just
it.
shenanigans, I think.
Yeah.
Disneyland is kind of the closest you'll get.
but
from
you're still gonna
before.
see Jack Sparrow.
You're still gonna see it. But
I mean-
but there's some parts of it that remains classic. Because I still remember the ride before Jack Sparrow. I remember when we first go through the cave. When we sail by the bodies.
The mermaid. with
No,
Splash.
the mermaid wasn't there, and the music wasn't. The waterfall wasn't there at all. The music all they kept playing was the Yo Ho Up.
yeah, yo ho,
yeah.
yo ho.
Yeah, and then before we like dropped, they brought it back. The
skull?
The talking skull. It was mostly just there to keep your hands and arms inside at all times. And I do remember the Blackbeard in play that Barbosa took over. I remembered and remember the end where Jack Sparrow was in this treasure room.
Yeah.
I remembered before that I think it was still a treasure room, but there was these two guards I think tied up in chairs back to back, and the gates were closed or locked, I think.
I mean, the good thing is we have YouTube. I mean,
Yeah.
Zach found a video of World of Motion last night, so I'm sure somewhere out there's a video
Yeah.
of old pirates that someone took, so we can see the old
Yeah.
and versus the new.
And that also goes for all of them. But I also want to bring up. I want to go back to Haunted Mansion. I found this video on YouTube that is so much better than the Haunted Mansion budget movie we ended up having.
They made a different one.
No, this is like independent YouTube
Yeah,
It's
video.
like a documentary.
No, this is like a parody of Blair Witch.
Oh.
Where these three people go into the Haunted Mansion, but then ghost shenanigans, and it's a found footage too. So it's really it actually to me at least it actually got like a little scarier, and they actually have their own hat box, ghost hat box.
Oh, the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
Okay.
in that film, and
there's a whole background story with him.
yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but if you just type I guess Blair Witch Haunted Mansion
Parody.
parody, you'll probably find it.
The thing about the Haunted Mansion is that it was supposed to be a scary movie, but it just ended up being a comedy because of
You
Eddie
can't,
Murphy. And all
right?
those
I was gonna say you
antics.
can't throw Eddie Murphy in a scary movie
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
not gonna be scary anymore. Now we're just laughing.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere that Eddie Murphy was cast in the Haunted Mansion to make up for him not being in Ghostbusters.
Oh jeez.
Because he was originally going to be the black guy in the team of Ghostbusters in the first film. But I think there was like some studio conflicts because Paramount owned Eddie Murphy, so they couldn't allow him to be in the Ghostbuster movie. And I guess in a way, I don't know if this is true or not, but this was a way of him getting him into the ghost world.
Just not in a good way.
No,
Not in a way that anybody wants to be remembered.
They did not use him well.
Yeah.
Or the plot is just generic.
Mm-hmm.
Generic. And Disney's still making this generic.
What's next?
Oh, sorry.
Actually, that's all we have to talk about. If you guys want to add anything else, like Halloween.
Yeah, why don't we talk
Disney
about the
and-
Sleepy Hollow?
What about it?
Do you remember the cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with
it
Ichabod
was-
Crane.
Yeah, with Ichabod Crane.
I've never seen the whole thing, but it is a thing. Oh,
Yeah.
but speaking of Sleepy Hollow, that's another option on Disney property that you can do for Halloween. They do at the Wilderness Campground. They have a Sleepy Hollow spook-along, I think they want to call it, or something like that,
Yeah.
where they tell the story, and there's a fire, and you can go on hay rides and meet the horses and meet the Headless Horseman and get photo opportunities, and there's a pin, I think, and it's cool. So that is also an opportunity to celebrate Halloween on property. And then I also believe that some of the resorts do trick-or-treating. So if you are listening to this and you want somewhere to go on Halloween night, go check out some of the Disney resorts.
And there is an opportunity to see to see the Headless Horseman at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween at right before the parade, the Boo to You parade. They would have this very spooky speech of the Headless Horseman, and then they have this actual whatever, but a character, Headless Horseman, like riding down the streets, like stunt down, and it's very creepy.
It's kind of like the Grand Marshal.
Yes, he's letting you know that the parade is coming.
Yes.
I remember going. This is one of the things I remember when I went to the Not So Scary. So they did that. They did that parade, and they were gonna do it again. And so I went to the second parade that they did. But then I found out that when the Headless Horseman came out riding the horse, it slid when it was turning a corner.
Oh.
So when he was coming out again, I think maybe I was another horse, maybe it was the same horse, I don't know. But they were just trotting down. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, they definitely slowed him down a couple.
Yeah, I remember his first couple of appearances. He rode the horse pretty fast, but then they slowed him down just so he can get some photo ops.
Also, people just run in the middle of the street, and then that will never be good.
Yeah.
So.
Don't ever do that.
Anything else you guys want to add? Just Halloween, Disney related.
Just enjoy your Halloween, everyone. Like,
Stay safe
Yes.
get some candy.
if you are going to do that.
Watch some Hocus Pocus. It'll be on for 24 hours.
On every day.
I know.
All right, so stay tuned for another Real Deal Disney if you want to continue on with our Disney Halloween conversation and you have anything else that you want to add to this conversation, then, contact us on all our social media websites. We have Tumblr, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, all your delights. Check out also our SoundCloud. We might be starting an iTunes podcast, so stay in tune for that, and we will see you guys. Oh, thank you guys for joining me, by the way. I almost forgot to say thank my lovely guests. How could we not? They've been with me for the past hour and 17 minutes, so I mean...
Oh, we'd be happy to stay here longer.
I don't think anyone would listen that long. But yeah, check us out and tune in next week for a less spooky, less scary edition of Real Deal Disney. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Don't turn evil on us, Emily.